Hang on. Ready? Hey, welcome to BSP TV. I'm Kevin Gammy. I've got with me Alex Chung. Now, Alex, Chung, have I pronounced that correctly?
Yes, Alex Chung.
Excellent. Now, Alex, your business is what media?
Social media. I provide a framework to teach people, a business owner, to create high engaging content so that they can provide value to the customers. Yes.
Absolutely. And you've actually got a recipe. You're an old cook, and you love having a recipe, and it actually spells out recipes. So we're going to jump straight into it. Oh, give us a little bit of background about how you got to being where you are today. So what led you to start doing social media marketing?
Okay. As you know, I came to Australia 10 years ago. I was running an event company in Malaysia. I bring speakers from overseas. Since I came here, it's pretty tough for me to get a job at that time. So I started to do online marketing. That's how I got started in this area of online marketing. I started paid traffic, eventually in social media marketing and things like that. That was about 10 years ago. Yeah.
Fantastic. So 10 years, absolutely. You've refined your processes and everything else, and you've come up with your recipe. So recipe spells out your formula for success on social media.
Yes, it's a framework that any business owner can use to create high engaging content that provide value to the audience or their followers. At least all business owners have a Facebook page. Don't want to do that.
Fantastic. So we're going to jump straight into it. So we've got recipe, RECIPE, obviously. I am the world's worst speller, so I always got to check myself on that. So recipe, what's
the recipe? The framework for recipe, this is the framework, RECIPE. So every letter represents a area that you need to provide to your audience to create.
Fantastic. Now, don't worry about the form there. What we'll do is we'll actually put the form down in the comments a little while later, but let's just talk through it. So R is for what?
R is basically you need to create recreational content, things like funny jokes.
Yep.
You know,
so memes and posts that you can start engaging, a little bit of laughter.
Yeah, because people go to Facebook is to be entertained, to find out more about what their friends are doing. They don't go to Facebook to buy things. So that is the reason why we need to kind of align the reason why people go to Facebook, to provide this kind of content.
Absolutely. I actually call it being human. And I've got to say, when we last week we did the Halloween special of describe your business, but make it sound spooky. We had 7,500 of our 11,000 members had seen that post by mid-afternoon.
Wow, okay. That is good.
Pretty amazing stuff. Somebody's asked your address. So you live in Brisbane.
Yes.
Don't worry about your exact address. What suburb are you in?
Oh, Carindale.
Carindale. There you go.
Outside of Brisbane.
Awesome. So we've got
the R,
recreational. Don't forget to be recreational. Yeah. E is for?
The second is the E. We need to be educational. So when your audience want to know more about the facts about your industry, the trend and research, you know, the case studies, tips about your particular industry. Just say you're in dentist, you need to provide this kind of, you know, educational information to your followers on Facebook.
You might even just talk to people in live stream videos and help them understand a little bit more about their business and different tips that they could have. Just an idea. But educational, yep.
Yeah, that one is C. Okay, before is C. The first two area is where you provide value to the customers, right? You giving content, you give high value content to the engaging content to your audience. The C is called conversational, where you do survey and polls. You know, this versus that. Does your dog like brown beef or chicken?
Yeah, absolutely. Just ask some questions and start engaging your prospects in having a conversation. Yeah,
correct.
Absolutely.
Actually, the audience is giving back to you. Instead of giving to the audience is giving back to you. So you learn to know more about the audience now. That is C.
And so you can ask really cool questions. Then I is for?
I call it the inspirational. where you provide quotes before and after. If you are in dentist industry, you provide before and after. Client successes, inspirational image. What this does is that the audience will share the content you provide. That's where the virality of social media comes in.
Absolutely. And it's so important to have a big mix. One thing I've learned running this community is if you're always just doing one thing, the audience will die off. The audience will go away. They get bored of that really, really fast. And so you need to have a mix of, as you said, of some recreational, educational, that conversational, engage people in conversation, and then a little bit of inspiration. Absolutely.
Yes. And the P is, I call it promotional. Okay, before you can do P, you must first do the first four, R, E, and CI first. You've got to get them to know you, trust you, like you, right? Before you can do P, before you can promote your offer to them, promote your special deal to them.
Absolutely. And it's so important. And it is so important as you're doing that to make sure, because in that recreational, educational, conversational, and inspirational, it's so important because what you're doing is you're building your credibility for giving. Right. And you're showing people the generosity and the value that you actually provide, which is absolutely fantastic. So after you've done that, then you have permission to be a little bit promotional.
Correct. You earn the right to promote to them. You must earn the right by first giving first. That's the key to social media.
Absolutely.
Okay? And the last one, we call it, you want to say something?
No, you tell them.
Okay. The last one, I call it the entrepreneurship. They want to know your journey, how you started, things like your personal life, share a little bit about your personal life. Your journey as a business owner. Things like feature your employees, your mission statement. This kind of thing, you want to connect with your audience now in an emotional level. Because people buy based on emotion, they don't buy based on logic. So you must connect with them with emotion now.
Absolutely. And it is so important to have a good mix of these. We were talking earlier, 80% should be above the line, above that P line, okay, with only 20% below. You shouldn't be pitching, in 75% of your stuff. You need to do that sparingly and, and mixed in amongst the others. Otherwise, people are just going to turn off.
Yeah, just like you have a friend. If a friend always come to you and try to pitch you something, he won't be your friend for long. If a friend come to you and share different things to you, the tips, recipe, inspiration quote, encouragement, then when he asks you to buy something and help, you buy something from him. It's just like a friend. Social media is just like a friend.
I know. And it is such a fine balancing act, because on social media, it's easy just to get caught up in the scroll and just to get moved beyond really, really fast. And so it is about having a balance around that education, that enlightenment, that lightheartedness, so that people can talk back to you. And if one thing that I see in our group happening all the time is people will put something up that is really quite cool and people will start responding, and they forget to actually answer any of them. I don't even see likes. And I go, oh my God. Make sure that if somebody takes the time to give you a comment, at very worst, comment thank you. Because from running this community, I can promise you, we have over 4,500 people come in every day, and yet the number of comments that we have any one day would be, around about 100. Right. So 4,500 people come in, 100 comments. So that's not very many comments. So you've got to appreciate every single comment.
Yeah, because you'll be surprised. Actually, one comment represent, they have a statistic on that, at least 150 viewers if you got one comment.
Absolutely. And that's why when somebody asked, hey, Alex, whereabouts are you? And we went, hey, we're in Carindale. We wanted to make sure that we answered that straight away, because that's a valid question that somebody's got.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're asking so that they can organise a coffee and catch up and learn a little bit more. So what we'll do is we will put some more information about how you can get Alex's cheat sheet that he's got here. It's a 3-part cheat sheet. 3-part. I've got to learn to use cameras.
This part is how often should you post on social media? I'll teach you how to do that. This framework. How often should you post on social media? And I have researched thing that how different industry, how often did they post over the 30 days? Not very often. That's why most companies are not utilizing the power of social media. So we have these 3 sheets for you.
I know. Let me do more on social media, said no small business owner ever. I'm absolutely sure of that. There are ways that you can utilize this. It is a really powerful platform when you use it well. But it's just like networking. If you join a networking group and you only showed up once a year, nobody in the group is going to know who you are when you show up, right?
Yeah.
But if you show up every single week throughout the course of the year, they're going to know who you are, and they're going to learn more about your personality. They're going to learn more about your business. And that's the importance on social media, is to remember that everybody else doesn't know that you're there unless you actually leave a footprint.
Correct. The key word I want to leave with everybody is consistency in social media. You must be consistent. I have a offer to everybody for 4 industry: dentist, accounting, spa, and beauty. And I think the last one was the vet animal doctors. I have a 30 days of free social media content that offer for free for 30 days. No charge. Normally I charge $4.99. I will give it to you. You just connect with me. I'll give it to you. Then you can start posting on your Facebook page or whatever social media. Then you can see the effect will come in for your business.
And it's important that it is 30 days, because it takes a while for Facebook to learn that you're going to be there all the time. Okay? It takes a while. Alex, we've run over time. What I want you to do is put your details in the comments below on this when we jump off. Just jump into the Facebook group, jump into the page and put some comments down. That way people know how to find you. We'll make sure that you're there. Alex has joined the portal, so we'll share some of his content in from the portal as well. But thank you very much for your time. It was really educational.
For today. Nice chatting with you, Kevin.
Excellent. Thanks.